Hi, this is Bill, and today we're going to talk about the 1968 Shelby GT-500, and it was a car that I owned, number 791. And that first intro picture there, that shows you the car as the owner I bought it from had received it. Really great photo, shows a lot of history of the car. And the next photo group shows the car after I brought it home, parked it on the grass, and just took some pictures. And I drove that car all summer long. It wasn't until the fall that I decided that maybe it's time to do something a little different with it. So me and a friend of mine, we took this car apart. It takes about 6 hours to take a car right down to the shell, with the exception of pulling the engine and transmission. It took us 6 days working every minute we could to put it back together, and that was a lot of hustle. But the car was really clean. We had it taken apart, sanded down, and we shipped it off to another guy who really did paint work beautifully. And he sanded it by hand, layer by layer. It was paint, primer, and we got down to a very clean shell. And the body was in exceptional condition. And so at that point, it was just prime it and paint it and sand it and bring it back to what we had worked with. You see the engine bay, very clean, very solid, a great base to work from. And then we put it back together. The seats are the seats that were in the car. They were cleaned and reinstalled. And again, that car was completely taken to the shell. And you can see the interior here in this shot. It just shines beautifully in the sunshine. The engine bay, that is a 428, and that V8 is a very powerful plant. The intake, of course, for Shelby, the Cobra intake, the original VIN tag on the car, just looking beautiful. But the car itself was a show winner. Once we took it back to the Shelby Club show in Syracuse the next year, there was so many other Shelby owners that they were familiar with this car. It had been owned by the same gentleman for about 20 years in the barn. They'd been trying to get him to restore it, to take care of it, but he had no interest in that. And it was sold new by Reynolds Ford out of Syracuse, New York. And when I called the Syracuse Shelby Club to let them know that I had the car, they were thrilled. When we called the National Registry, they were skeptical. They had believed this car was lost over 20, 30 years ago in a fire, when in fact it had just been disappeared. It was never more than 25 miles away from where it was sold new. So this car here, a 1968 Shelby GT-500, a low number car, number 791, tan interior, a show winner right out of the gate. Really enjoyed owning this car. And we're glad that you folks stopped by our video site today to take a look at it. We hope that you enjoyed what you saw. Perhaps some of those photos will help you put your Shelby back together again. So until next time, feel free to stop by UncleBillsGarage.com. That is the website that we've got a few other cars on. These are all cars that are personally owned. These are not dealer cars. Some are still around, and some have left the stable. So thanks for stopping, and have a great day.